degrees above. Wind looks like blowing from right to left. As we get started today, let's check in on the Brewers Southwest starting lineup against the left-hander Lilly. Corey Hart will lead off for the 9th time this season. Hardy, Braun, Fielder 2 through 4. You have McGee and Cameron, who teamed up yesterday for 9 RBIs. Jason Kendall batting 7th. Bill Hall with his first and only start of this series at 3rd. And Mike Burns, the pitcher, looking for his first major league hit.
Take a look at the Cubs defensively today. Soriano, Fukudome, and Bradley once again across the outfield. Fox and Terrio on the left side of the infield. Fontenot and Lee over on the right side. Giovanni Soto behind the plate today for the Cubs. 2009 All-Star Game representative left-handed pitcher Ted Lilly. Lilly coming off a 7-inning outing against the Pittsburgh Pirates, gave up 8 hits and only 2 earned runs in that game. Unfortunately, his offense was unable to score. He dropped a 3-0 ball game, giving him back-to-back losses in his last 2 starts.
Massachusetts native Jim Reynolds will call the balls and strikes. Went to high school in Hartford, Connecticut. Also attended UConn. Boy, Welke and Welke on the bases. 70 degrees, the wind out of the east, and a sunny forecast. Hope you had a great 4th of July as the holiday weekend continues. Corey Hart leading off and takes a knee-high strike. We're underway. Lilly works from the far third base side of the rubber as Hart bounces it foul. Cardinals with an early 4-0 lead at Cincinnati. They're now in the top of the 5th. As you saw in the open, a first place tie between the Brewers and Cardinals, who will meet up in Milwaukee starting Tuesday night. And the Cubs a half game behind the Reds for 3rd. Home team got behind the 8 ball early on yesterday as Milwaukee played at 5 in the first inning off Rich Harden. Line shot, base hit to left for Corey Hart.
I'll tell you, Len, it's a challenge for any starting pitcher going against this Brewers offensive lineup. But for Ted Lilly today, just one lefty in the lineup, Prince Fielder. 12 of the 16 home runs that Ted Lilly has given up this year have come to right-handed hitters, so it's very important he stays out of the middle of the plate, keeps that ball down.
This is his first July start. His ERA has gone down each month, starting at 3.80 in April and down to 3.12 in June. Looking for his 99th career win. He's had 4 consecutive winless starts, but 3 have been quality outings. The kick and the pitch to J.J. Hardy catches the outside corner.
Going against a strong right-handed hitting ball club. That's a key pitch for Ted Lilly. That backdoor slider, we've seen him use it repeatedly this year against tough right-handed hitters. He'll throw that 4-seam fastball inside off the plate to set it up, and then throw that slider just to the outside corner.
Hart takes off for second, and he's out. Soto nailed him. Very close play. Fontenot applying the tag. Brewers have been pretty aggressive on the bases the last couple of days. A lot of teams like to run on Ted Lilly, but Soto gets him.
Well, Ted can be very deliberate to home plate. He uses the high leg kick along with the slide step. That was kind of an in-betweener right there.
Swing and a miss just like that. 2 outs. So a nice swing for the Cubs. Going from runner at first, nobody out, to 2 down and nobody on for the All-Star Ryan Braun.
Time for our Jimmy John's delivery early in the ball game today. The delivery coming from Giovanni Soto, who fires a strike to Mike Fontenot. Very close play at second, but the Cubs will take the out. Jimmy John's, America's favorite sandwich delivery guys.
Ryan Braun, the first Brewer since Robin Yount. Actually, they're the only 2 in Brewers history to start now in consecutive All-Star games, as Braun will be one of the starting outfielders for the National League in St. Louis. Carlos Beltran and Raul Ibanez, the other two, voted into the starting lineup. Alfonso Soriano, as of Monday, was 4th in the balloting. I would assume that's probably where he finished. So Soriano missing out on his first All-Star game in 8 years. Snaps a string of 7 consecutive All-Star appearances since 2002. 2-1 to Braun. Here are the starters for the National League. Derek Lee ran up against a tough group of first basemen. Albert Pujols is in, along with Adrian Gonzalez, Prince Fielder, and Ryan Howard. 2-2.
Backdoor slider once again from Ted Lilly. It's a pitch that a lot of right-handed hitters quit on because it starts so far over in the left-handed batter's box, but then the late movement brings it right back to the outside corner. That's exactly the opposite of what most pitchers do. They try to throw pitches that look like strikes and end up balls. Ted Lilly throws pitches that start out as balls and end up strikes.
High fly to center. Kosuke Fukudome is there. And the Brewers are done in the first. A leadoff single, but no runs. Brewers nothing. Cubs coming up. One parade the same as yesterday. An offense that had a couple of chances early on, but Milton Bradley's 2-run homer was the only offense in an 11-2 loss. You see Soriano batting 6th again, and Kosuke Fukudome digging in to lead off.
Quick look at the Brewers defensively. Braun, Cameron, Hart across the outfield. Hall, Hardy, McGee, and Fielder across the infield. Veteran Jason Kendall behind the plate today for Mike Burns.
First pitch swinging for Fukudome. Cameron's on the warning track. It's off the wall. And Braun's going to have to go get it. Kosuke on his way to third. Jumped on that first pitch for his 3rd triple of the year.
Well, we really saw that right to left wind work on this ball. It started out just to the left of center field, kept tailing over into the gap. Cameron can't get there, and Ryan Braun was caught watching the play in left field, did not get over there to back it up, and That gave Kosuke Fukudome an opportunity to turn the corner at second and chug into third with a leadoff triple.
And on the second pitch of Burns' day, they bring the infield in. Halfway in up the middle, even with a bag on the corners. One strike to Ryan Theriot. Mike Burns spent all of last year in the Cubs organization at AAA Iowa. He went 8-12 in 37 appearances, including 14 starts. This is his third start with Milwaukee, and last time out he got his first major league win. He's 30 years old. He's bounced around. Made his major league debut with Houston in 2005.
He's also pitched in the major leagues with the Reds and the Red Sox. I mentioned that last outing against the Mets. He was pretty darn good.
Foul tip, strike two. Well, he was with the Reds, the Red Sox, and now with the Red Hats.
He'll feature a four-pitch mix, very similar to Jeff Suppan, the right-handed starter that the Cubs saw on Friday from the Milwaukee Brewers. Relies mainly on a fastball and slider. He'll mix in a curveball and a changeup. Nothing overpowering. He will pitch inside to both righties and lefties.
Just talking with Von Joshua, the Cubs hitting coach, who was with Mike last year in Iowa, and he said Mike had a really good start for Nashville against the I-Cubs earlier this year. In fact, two of them, a no decision and then a win. It's full on Theriot. On May 7th in Des Moines, Burns went 7 2/3 innings, gave up only one earned run, and a very efficient 77 pitches. The 3-2 to Theriot. Ground ball to Hardy, who keeps Fukudome at third, one out. And now it's Derek Lee for his first RBI since not driving in 7 in game 1 Thursday night.
Not playing their infield all the way in, especially on the left side, playing a couple steps behind where they normally would be if they were playing in. Still, even at this modified distance, this enhances Derek Lee's chances of driving a ball through that drawn-in infield.
Ramos Ramirez expected to be back on the roster and in the lineup tomorrow night against the Braves. And barring some unforeseen circumstance over the next 24 hours, what will probably happen is the guy on deck, Milton Bradley, will move down to the 5 spot. Ramirez will be plugged into the cleanup spot, and the lineup otherwise will look pretty much like it does today against right-hander Jair Jurgens. A good matchup tomorrow night. Randy Wells and Jair Jurgens. And we'll have it for you here on Comcast Sportsnet at 6 o'clock Central Time. Again, it's an hour earlier than normal. High in the air, Cameron watching, and it will go! A 2-run blast for Lee. You don't want me as an all-star? Take that.
I told you that drawn-in infield enhanced his chances of getting a hit. He hit it over the infielders. He hit it over the outfielders. He darn near hit it over the bleachers. Our Heineken home run replay. The red-hot Derek Lee jump-starting the Cubs offense with a 2-run bomb here in the bottom of the first.
Called strike on Bradley. So 3 homers and 9 RBIs in the series. And Bradley turns on one down the right field line. Foul off the wall. .50 RBIs now for Derek. Inside, 1-2. This was the kind of night Seth McClung had Thursday. The Brewers the last couple of days, Suppan and Looper, the veterans, called strike 3 to Bradley. And they were both very good. Jake Fox playing third, coming in at 299, but the spot on the 25-man roster is far from settled with Ramirez and Johnson coming back tomorrow. Yeah, he understands.
Probably be a sleepless night for a few of the guys on the roster that are possibly enjoying their last game at the major league level for a while.
Bill Hall spins around and throws out Jake Fox. Cubs strike first. The triple by Fukudome, and then 2 batters later, Derek Lee with a towering home run. Some more fireworks. 4th of July weekend. It's 2-0 Cubs after 1. Next Friday, July 10th. Game time 1:20, but be sure to arrive early. The first 10,000 adults 21 and older will receive a Cubs white T-shirt. Compliments of Bud Light. Prince Fielder will lead off the Brewers second. If he can lay down a bunt past Lilly to the third base side, he'll have a base hit. Pretty obvious, the shift. Not trying to bunt on that swing.
Well, and I got to tell you, I'm honestly surprised that more guys that have this exaggerated shift on them don't try to bunt when they're leading off an inning. Now, granted, Prince Fielder could hit a ball out onto Sheffield Avenue in a heartbeat. They're just trying to get the inning started for your team offensively. If they're going to give you a base with any kind of a bunt to the left side of the field, I'm surprised more guys don't take a shot at it, especially in a close ball game. Maybe not here in the second inning.
Time called as like Lilly wanted to throw a breaking ball and Soto was calling for fastballs in either corner.
It looked like they had settled on a slider away. That's exactly what they're going to throw here.
It's driven deep to left. Soriano, however, plenty of time to get under it. outfielder making the All-Star team for the second time in his career. And congratulations to former Cub Jason Marquis, getting an All-Star nod for the first time. He's with the Colorado Rockies and has won 10 games. AC McGee with a career day yesterday. 2-run single, a triple, an RBI single, and then a 2-run homer. With a chance for the cycle, he hit into a double play. So I think he was joking about it after the game. He did hit for the cycle, right? Had the double last. He hit this one onto Waveland off Jeff Samardzija.
No doubt, or guessed right. Got a sinking fastball that was up in the zone, a little bit inside, and really squared it up. That was a loud home run.
Home runs have dominated this series. Golf the other way. Bradley coming in and making the catch. You heard Mike Quaddy with Luke Stuckmeyer on pregame live saying that when he sees balls get lost in the sun like the one a couple of days ago for Bradley, he's wearing the flip downs today. He logs the time, and he said tomorrow's a good day to go out and work on those things before a night game.
Well, it used to be a lot tougher when the Cubs played pretty much all day games because you didn't have the opportunity to get out here and practice in that bright afternoon sun in right field. But because the Cubs now play a lot of night games, especially early in the week, good opportunity to get out here and battle that sun at the time of day that you're going to have to battle it during day games.
1-0 to Mike Cameron. Left center field, that's their second hit. Kosuke surrounds it and keeps Cameron to a single. That's the benefit of playing as deep as the Cubs outfielders do. Balls like that tend to be singles instead of doubles. And I think the general philosophy in talking to Mike Quaddy about the outfield alignment, you might give up a couple of extra bloop hits with guys playing deep, but that ball doesn't get to the wall because of where Kosuke was playing.
Especially with 2 outs in the inning, you'd prefer your guys to play maybe a step or 2 deeper.
There's another ball, similar spot, but Soriano will cut it off as Kendall lines out to end the inning. They strand 1. It's 2-0 Cubs after an inning and a half.
Oh, thank heaven.
Struggling Alfonso Soriano will lead off. Batting 6th in the lineup, but he actually has now led off 3 times. More often than he hasn't. In terms of batting first in an inning. 1 ball, no strikes. Rolled foul. One thing mechanically you might see, although to be honest I don't see a difference, and he may not have changed it, but see his feet a little bit close together and him standing a little bit more upright.
Doesn't look like
nope.
it. I know that's the goal, and I know that's what Fonzie's working on in batting practice, but I think once the game starts, until he feels comfortable with his new approach, we'll see him adopting that familiar stance.
Turns on it, and it's foul.
I mean, that's kind of the process. If you're going to try to make some mechanical adjustments either to your pitching motion or your hitting approach, you work on it for several days, a week, maybe longer in batting practice until it starts to feel comfortable, and only then do you incorporate it into your game action. When you get up there facing a pitcher that's trying to get you out, you just want to try to see the ball and react to what you see. You don't want to have to be thinking about your mechanics. But at some point, ideally, he'll find an approach, he'll find a stance that feels comfortable to him and start getting that barrel on the ball more regularly.
It bounced way in front of home plate. Cardinals are blowing out the Reds 8-0 in the 6th. See, Soriano has struck out a lot this year. And Albert Pujols at the plate with the bases loaded, nobody out.
Pujols already with 4 grand slams on the season.
Popped into short center. Long run for Cameron, and he can't get it. Trying to stay on his feet, and he missed it. And Soriano wants the ball. He's asking for the baseball.
Well, you're more surprised when Mike Cameron does not make a play on a ball like that than when he does. He covers so much ground out there in center field. Great speed. Got there, the ball just ticked off the fingers of his glove and dropped harmlessly in the grass out there in right center.
Fonzie asked for the ball, I think, having a little fun snapping an offer. The problem is it didn't. It is an error on Cameron, but the ball is now in the Cubs dugout. In the dirt, ball 1. Albert, by the way, is human. He grounded into a double play, believe it or not.
I think that's the beginning of a second half slump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
At least through the All-Star break would be nice.
The 1-0 to Soto, who was an All-Star last year. In fact, he started for the National League as a rookie. First rookie catcher to be voted into the starting lineup for the National League. We have discussed this before, but you don't mind the Cubs didn't have a lot of All-Stars. In fact, you think it may be good for them.
Well, I think in the long run, if you're thinking about your team and what you hope to do in the second half of the season, I think a lot of the Cubs would far more benefit from having the 3 days off than the craziness that is an All-Star game. All the events you're expected to attend as a member, the game itself almost becomes secondary to all the other events that surround the All-Star game. So obviously we would love to have a bunch of guys on the All-Star team, because that means you have a bunch of guys who are playing well enough to make the All-Star team. But congratulations to Ted Lilly. I'm sure he'll enjoy it, and I'm sure he'll represent the organization well. But good news for the rest of the guys to get a 3-day break.
We should give head athletic trainer Mark O'Neill a pop as well. Mark will be in St. Louis. Keep that National League team healthy. Knocked down by Hall. A little bobble. They get 1, but not 2.
Not sure if that ball was hit on a line or a short hop. Looked like a short hop to the backhand side to Hall, and he had all kinds of problems finding the handle. Soto hustling down that first baseline to beat the relay. You see Soriano had to freeze momentarily because he wasn't sure if it was a line drive or a one hopper, so no chance to get on the second baseman and disrupt that play. It wasn't necessary.
Strike to Mike Fontenot, swinging the bat better as of late. 5 for 13 in the series. Drive to left. Braun twisting and turning and getting there. Huge crowd today as the Cubs play game 4 of an 11-game homestand, taking them into the break. A roller to second as Casey McGee will throw out Ted Lilly. An error, but no runs. On to the third. It's 2-0 Cubs. Sports Night coming up tonight at 6:30. An update from Peoria on Aramis Ramirez and Reed Johnson, plus a full Major League Baseball recap. Join Chris Bowden for Sports Night tonight at 6:30, only on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend. Scoring change. Soriano gets a hit, take the error away from Cameron. This was a long run for Mike Cameron.
Yeah, I was about to say Cameron started shaded over toward left center field, had a long way to run. He was on the dead run when he got there, tried to bend over at the waist and make that running catch. Couldn't come up with it. I think that's the right call. Call that a base hit.
Alan Spear, the official scorer today. One strike on Bill Hall as he drives it foul to left.
The 202 average for Bill Hall. He's also a 143 lifetime hitter against Ted Lilly, but Ken Maka wanted to get as many right-handed bats on the Cubs lefty as possible. So Bill Hall getting the start today, hitting in that 8th spot.
Really struggled against righties last year as he grounds out to Fontenot. And he came in hitting 182 versus righties this year.
Just wanted to say hello to Bob Cuneo, a diehard Cub fan. Went to his first Cubs game back in 1956 from Roscoe Village. Bob sent us a real nice picture of himself running the bulls in Pamplona, Spain, and he's got his Cubs shirt on, wedged between two 1,200-pound bulls. So I hope you survived that, Bob, and hope you have a great day.
The pitcher Burns looks at a fastball for a strike. So want to give a shout out to longtime Cubs fan Tilly Mangieri from Abingdon, Illinois. She was at the ballpark yesterday, and previous to yesterday, her last game at Wrigley Field was the day Ozzy Osbourne sang "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." So,
or something similar.
Yes. There's a lot of pressure on me not to mess it up and become part of the news again.
You were great yesterday, partner.
It was fun. Greg Olson, Bears tight end, will do it today. Swing and a miss, strike three. To the top of the order, and Corey Hart, who singled to lead off the game but then was caught stealing. Corey Hart made the All-Star team last year. He was voted in as that final guy on the National League roster. This year, the candidates for that last spot: Christian Guzman of the Nationals, Matt Kemp of the Dodgers, Mark Reynolds with Arizona, Pablo Sandoval with San Francisco, and the Phillies' Shane Victorino. Slicing liner and caught by Bradley. A 1-2-3 third for Lilly. Bottom three, top of the order for the Cubs as they lead 2-0.
Field. Watch the Cubs take on the Cards at 7:05, and be sure to arrive early. The first 20,000 fans will receive a Cubs cooler bag, compliments of AM/PM. Too much good stuff.
Derek Lee with a 2-run homer in the first inning. Kosuke Fukudome on the first pitch. He's swinging away again. He tripled They get the Cubs offense started.
Kosuke has always been so good about working counts, laying off bad pitches, but sometimes when you're in a little bit of a funk and you want to jumpstart yourself offensively, rather than take that first pitch for a called strike every at bat and have to battle so hard, ambush that opposing pitcher. Go up there and look to whack that first pitch if it's in the strike zone. That's what Kosuke has done 2 at bats today, swinging at the first pitch.
I think this move potentially can help Kosuke as much, if not more, than Soriano. Diving catch, I believe. Yep, it's out. It's an out as McGee caught it. So Kosuke's hit the ball hard twice, that time for an out. I just think his strength as an offensive player is working deep counts, which will serve him well in that leadoff spot.
You can see from that reverse angle that Casey McGee was able to get his glove underneath that line drive toward the right side. Tough luck for Kosuke. He's been hitting the ball hard a lot more consistently.
I think the other issue in terms of him leading off, a lot of the talk had been, well, you need a guy to steal a lot of bases. Well, he does run a little bit, but the Cubs in general don't run much. So by far the #1 thing is to get on base.
Now, most of the running we've seen the Cubs do this year has been a hit and run. We don't really see a lot of straight steals. There have been a couple occasions, but for the most part it's a hit and run.
Terrio lines out. Time for the BMW ultimate drive of the game. First at bat for Derek Lee, his 3rd homer of the series.
Boy, he is getting to that high and in fastball really well, which tells you his bat's quick. He's recognizing pitches quickly out of the pitcher's hand. He's just locked in right now.
Well, he needs to hit for the home run cycle in the series. He has a 3-run homer, a 4-run homer, a 2-run homer, and still hasn't hit a solo. That's next. Inside. (2-0). I think I mentioned this in spring training, and I don't think it will happen, but there's another interesting leadoff candidate, especially right now because he hasn't hit for a ton of power. But the guy on deck, Milton Bradley, I mean, he's taken a ton of walks. Unfortunately, he hasn't hit for the power the Cubs expected him to hit for and think he still will. But if you want to think outside the box, if the Cubs needed another 1 or 2 hitter, you could go with Bradley. Takes a lot of pitches. He had something in his eye, possibly. Got some drops in there.
Got to see it to hit it.
Just missed. 3-2. Burns is from California. Signed a minor league deal in mid-January. As Lee gets under it in the center. Long wait for Cameron. That had a lot of hang time on it. And the Cubs go down 1-2-3. Burns has sent down 6 straight. Off to the 4th, 2-0 Cubs. fantastic double play in the 5th inning yesterday. Hard hit ball diving to his right, and in Council, quick turn, double up Jake Fox. Hardy leading off the 4th against Ted Lilly. Ball 1. Key batter for Lilly with Braun and Fielder coming up after Hardy. Curveball upstairs, 2-1. Nobody's been better in the National League in terms of home earned run average than Ted Lilly, coming in at 1.85. Overall, 12 quality starts, leading the team and ranking 6th in the NL. Foul tip, strike 3. Time for the Aflac trivia question. How many sailboats? No. Who is the last Milwaukee Brewer to hit for the cycle?
No clues.
6. Oh, it wasn't how many sailboats do you see? I actually know the answer from yesterday. It was a former player of yours.
So
I think
I
will get it. Kosuke
know.
coming in, and Braun is out. Not the first name that would pop into your mind in terms of guys hitting for the cycle.
Not at all. Good job of inning management up to this point for Ted Lilly. This is his 2nd time in the ball game. He's faced Prince Fielder with nobody on base.
Career 283 hitter with 135 home runs, 21 on the season. 8 of them have come against lefties. Ball and 2 strikes. Lilly is 33 years old, 6'1", 190. His 3rd year as a member of the Cubs. Crushed deep to center. Fukudome's on the warning track, and it's going to be into the juniper bushes right near the batter's eye for his 22nd home run. Lefties don't bother Fielder whatsoever. And he was down 1-2 and smoked that one out of here.
Well, you bring up a great point, Len. If you look at video of Prince Fielder hitting and pay no attention to who the pitcher is on the mound on a given day, you wouldn't be able to see a difference. Most left-handed hitters will give a little bit against a left-handed pitcher. Not Prince Fielder. Same swing against righties and lefties.
76th RBI. So 11 homers in this ballpark. He loves hitting here. He's had several 2-homer games at Wrigley Field. There's always a gray area in this game, and you sit here and you go, yeah, Lilly gave up the home run. His 17th allowed this season. As McGee tomahawks this deep to left, and it's over Soriano into the vines. It'll be a long single for McGee. Ball gets away from Fontenot, but Lilly will pick it up. Boy, he went after a high pitch and it fooled Soriano and left and got over his head. Look at that. Wow.
Tomahawked it up above his shoulders. The unfortunate thing recently for Soriano, and I have to believe his offense is starting to get between his ears defensively, because it seems like on balls hit over his head, his first step is in. On balls hit in front of him, his first step is back. He is just really caught in between defensively and at the plate.
Just to finish my point, while Ted has given up a bunch of home runs this season, the fact that he has not walked many has really helped his own cause, and it's why he's an all-star. Been able to limit the damage. And when you do throw as many strikes as Ted does, and you are a fly ball pitcher, you are going to give up home runs. Very few guys can have it both ways. You never walk anybody and you never give up home runs.
You throw enough strikes against big league hitters, you're going to get bitten once in a while. The idea is to minimize the damage. I mean, Ted Lilly understands that. He knows he's going to give up his share of home runs over the course of a long season, and he realizes he cannot afford to put runners on ahead of those home runs.
Fergie Jenkins is a great example. Fergie gave up a lot of home runs because he barely ever walked anybody.
We've talked about it in the past. Catfish Hunter was a guy similar to that. Bert Blyleven, a guy that gave up his share of home runs over the course of the season. Jim Palmer gave up a bunch of home runs every season, but usually solos.
Outside, and it's now 3-1 on Mike Cameron. The kick and the pitch caught the corner on that backdoor slider, as Bob mentioned early on. That's a key pitch for Ted.
That's a pitch he can use to get ahead in the count against a right-handed hitter. He can use it when he's behind the hitter, throw it for a strike on that outside corner, and he can use it as a strikeout pitch.
McGee runs on a 3-2, and it's hit foul and out of play. The next one fouled off again.
A little extra on that fastball from Ted Lilly. He cruises along in the high 80s, occasionally touching 90. Every now and then when he really wants to hump up, he can get that fastball up there at 93, 94. That last one at 92 miles an hour.
Prince Fielder with a 2-out home run to make it 2-1. McGee then followed with a long single to left.
Back-to-back fastballs inside to Mike Cameron here, and both of them in the low 90s, really trying to blow it past him. Cameron able just to get a piece of each of them. I look for Ted Lilly to go something soft away now. This is what a pitcher calls trying to speed up a batter's bat. You throw him a couple fastballs inside. He doesn't quite get the barrel to him, so mentally the hitter tells himself, I need to be a little bit quicker. That's when you can come to the outside corner with an off-speed pitch. Going back into the fastball. Yep. Slider away. It's going to be slider away.
McGee runs again. Called strike 3. Got the backdoor slider to get out of the inning. Fielder with his 22nd home run makes it 2-1 Cubs. Trivia question. Name the last Brewer to hit for the cycle.
I believe it's catcher Chad Moeller.
You are correct. It's against Cincinnati at Miller Park back in 2004.
I, along with the rest of the baseball world, was shocked when we heard that Chad Moeller hit for the cycle. Great guy, great catcher. Occasionally an offensive force, but had a career day that day.
One little side note, he was battling the flu that particular day. Didn't bother him. One strike on Milton Bradley. Jake Fox and then Alfonso Soriano in the fourth versus right-hander Mike Burns.
Well, I think fans would be amazed if they would know actually how many times guys have career-type performances when they're either under the weather, maybe hung over a little bit. I mean, there's so many instances of it in all sports. And sports psychologists will tell you that's because guys aren't thinking at all. They're just reacting to what they see. Everything's maybe a little foggy, not quite what you're used to, and your brain doesn't get in the way of your body doing what it has to do. Michael Jordan had one of his greatest games suffering from flu-like symptoms, and it helped carry him off the court after the ball game.
Yeah, you do hear stories like that all the time. Well, my guess is then along those lines that Roger Federer and Andy Roddick were dealing with the flu today at Wimbledon. It was one of the greatest matches in tennis history. Federer won it 16-14 in the fifth. A 30-game fifth set. Get tired just watching it. Still 2-2 on Bradley.
Reports that Don Larson's perfect game in the World Series was pitched with a terrible hangover.
Max McGee.
Yeah,
the Super Bowl, right? Had a career day and it's out a little late the night before.
It works for some people. I wouldn't recommend it.
No. Good battle for Bradley here. He was caught looking on strikes in the first inning. Ball 4 on a close pitch. That's a leadoff walk.
Hey, Cub fans, you can get a full meal for under $5 thanks to McDonald's Appetite Stimulus Package. A hot sandwich, a cold drink, and delicious fries, all for under $5.
Couple of really tight races in the National League as Fox pops it up and play for ball. Prince Fielder gave up on that ball. He might have been able to catch it.
Yeah, that was high enough in the air. I'm really surprised he didn't at least get over to the railing to give it a look. That ball bounced on that little cement ledge just on the other side of the dugout fence. I gotta believe if the big man gets over there to the railing, he might be able to reach over and make a play on that ball. Make it hurt.
In the dirt. You have 5 teams within 4 games in the NL Central. In the East, you have 4 teams within 3. The Florida Marlins are only a game out, and they're leading 5-0 at home in the 8th against Pittsburgh. And he does make it hurt into the left field corner. That'll send Bradley all the way to third, where he'll be stopped by Mike Quade. And it'll bring up Alfonso Soriano. A double for Fox.
line breaking ball. Man, Jake Fox dreams about those pitches. Tomahawks it down into that left field corner, put runners at second and third for Alfonso Soriano. A chance to turn the jeers to cheers here with a big knock.
Fonzie is 1 for 1. The ball that was originally called an error on Mike Cameron. They changed it to a single. Time for the Coors Light freeze can. Mike Cameron had a long run and almost got to this one.
Those are some of the things that official score has to keep in mind. The ball did tip off his glove, but he had a long way to run at full speed, had to bend over at the waist the last couple steps to try to make that play. I think that's a proper call.
Not deep. Braun coming in, and Bradley can't tag. It's Giovanni Soto as Soriano's struggles continue. That's a strike. You have Hardy and McGee playing deep and the cornermen in. That could change if Burns gets ahead 0-2 on Soto. We'll see. Not going to get to that point as Bradley and Fox both set to tag. This is plenty deep enough. Cameron's throw is going to go to third. And he just missed getting Fox, who barely got in. Bradley scores. It's a sac fly for Soto. And it's now 3-1. What a throw by Mike Cameron.
Cameron's a lot like Kosuke Fukudome in that respect. He doesn't take anything for granted out there. Now, the runner from third was going to tag and score easily. Most center fielders, a lot of center fielders, make this catch and just lob the ball back into the cutoff man. But there's nothing else to do but let it fly. There's no other runner to worry about in that situation. Just go ahead and wind up, give it your best throw toward third, and see what happens.
The Cubs have answered back after the fielder homer, and a chance to get at least one more here as Fontenot takes ball one. Off his foot.
An update from Peoria. Reed Johnson and Ramos Ramirez both singled in their first at bat in the bottom of the first inning. Chiefs lead 1-0 against Beloit. Reed Johnson also came around to score on a base hit by Rebel Ridley.
Also Ramos making a play on defense. He didn't have a ball hit at him, right? The first game Friday night. Give a nice pop to our good friend Nathan Believer, the radio voice and the media manager for the Peoria Chiefs. Dunked into center, base hit, 4-1 as Fox scores.
That time by Mike Fontenot, really let that breaking ball get deep into the strike zone. Just reached out there, flipped it into center field to drive home another run. That's a nice at bat by Mike.
And remember the no play on the foul pop by Jake Fox earlier in the inning. Prince Fielder gave up on it. The ball ended up landing in the Brewer dugout. Ball that looked to be catchable.
You know, for a visiting team, it's a little deceiving here at Wrigley because it feels so confining and so close. You don't realize that there's quite a bit of foul territory behind home plate and between the dugouts and the foul lines down both sides. I think Prince Fielder quit on that ball way too soon.
There's more foul ground on the first base side than on the third base side because of the quirky dimensions of this ballpark. One and two to Lilly. Swing and a miss to end the inning. But the Cubs get two. A sac fly by Soto, and then Fontenot with a 2-out RBI single. And it's 4-1 Cubs. Captain Morgan Club is the hottest new spot to watch the Cubs and every sporting event. Check out CaptainMorganClub.com for details and to see all the daily specials and promotions.
Well, there's a winner there every day. That's a great stop either before or after a Cubs game. Good place to meet your buddies before heading on in to watch a ball game.
One and one on Jason Kendall. It's 4-1 Cubs in the fifth. Lilly trying to get his 8th win. Has a chance for 9 going into the All-Star game. He'll get one more start. That'll be against the St. Louis Cardinals next weekend. Still 1 and 2 on Kendall with Bill Hall on deck. And then the pitcher, Mike Burns. Two and two.
You know, Len, we've talked a lot about this Brewers offense in this 4-game series, and not a lot of breather innings, but this is probably about as close to a breather inning as an opposing pitcher will get against the Brewers. Facing a guy in Jason Kendall, contact hitter, can put the ball in play, but not likely to leave the ballpark. Bill Hall, as we mentioned earlier, has been struggling mightily at the plate this year. And then you got the pitcher spot up third, so still going to have to work. You still have to execute your pitches, but probably the easiest inning Ted Lilly will have in this ball game.
Kendall without a home run this year, 73 in his career, as he nears 7,000 at bats. Lofted foul and out of play. Another 2-2, swing and a miss. 5th K for Lilly.
Kendall, not an easy guy to strike out. We mentioned doesn't have big time home run power, but usually makes contact. Really able to sneak one by him here for a leadoff strikeout.
Seems like every time we see Bill Hall, he has tweaked his batting stance. He's a little open, but there are times where we see him a lot more open even than that. Resting on that back shoulder. 1-2, fastball at 88. Trying to go upstairs, and he got a piece.
I'll tell you, Len, I love to watch Ted Lilly's delivery. He's got that slow, deliberate wind up with lots of moving pieces. But the one thing that it accomplishes, he keeps that front shoulder closed, almost pointed toward first base so late in his delivery, the hitter just never really gets a good look at his pitches.
Swing and a miss. Starting to find his groove. He's spanned the last 3.
A lot of times hitters will swing right through an 87 or 88 mile an hour fastball down the middle of the plate and walk back to the dugout scratching their heads and saying, geez, that pitch looked like it was 97 miles an hour. It's all because of the way he's able to hide the ball, keep his up body closed really late in his delivery, and then just explode when that arm comes forward.
The 1-0 to Burns, right down the middle. First time Lilly's faced the Brewers this year. Won 1-1 in 3 starts last year. He's 2-2 lifetime with a 4.72 ERA. Trying to get his first win in almost a month. Beat the Astros in Houston on June 9th. 3 of his 7 wins have come in Houston. Swing and a miss. He strikes out the side. All swinging. Kendall, Hall, and Burns. Halfway home, Cubs 4, Brewers 1. Ted Lilly has been on his game, and the Cubs offense coming through with some big hits.
Well, as opposed to yesterday's ball game where it got ugly early, this one started out real good for the Cubs with D. Lee's 2-run homer in the first inning, and Ted Lilly seems to be getting stronger as this game goes on.
So bottom of the fifth, the Cubs leading by 3, and a chance to add on as Fukudome will lead it off. Still a very patriotic looking crowd. Called strike on Kosuke. Cubs right at 500 yet again. 17 times they've been at the 500 mark. Game 19 of a 22 game stretch without an off day. Base hit center field. Leadoff man on for Terrio.
Jammed just a little bit, but muscles it out there into center field for a leadoff base hit. I think Kosuke's warming up to that leadoff spot. And we mentioned earlier the Cubs don't straight steal a lot of bases, but this would be a situation that perhaps would call out for a hit and run depending on how the sequence goes to Ryan Terrio. Good contact hitter at the plate, better than average speed on at first.
A 3-run lead. Usually managers are more aggressive when your team is leading. Fielder holds on Fukudome. Hall is in at third. Runner is going, and it's floated out into right center for a base hit. Fukudome to third. Little hit and run action for the Cubs.
Well, that's not an easy pitch to hit on a hit and run. A slider off the plate away. Ryan Terrio just kind of stuck his bat out there and poked it into center field. That's why the runner should always look back on a hit and run, see where the ball is put into play. You should already know where the position players are playing. Kosuke saw that little floater into center. He knew he could advance all the way around to third base, and the Cubs have it cooking here for Derek Lee.
Lee is 1 for 2 with a home run. Ground ball, base hit. Fukudome's in. It's 5-1. Just eluded J.J. Hardy. 3 straight singles to start the inning.
Hard topspin ground ball. Derek rolled right over the top of that pitch a little bit, but hit it hard enough to get it past the diving J.J. Hardy. Keep the line moving.
And before Bradley bats, a pitching coach, Bill Castro, will make a trip to the mound as they have some action in their bullpen. And a right-hander, Mark DeFelice.
Now this is definitely a stall for time meeting on the part of Castro. Number one, just to let his pitcher catch his breath out there after the first 3 Cubs have recorded singles here in the 5th inning, but also to give DeFelice an opportunity to start cranking it up in that bullpen. I think Castro will stay out there as long as he possibly can. Jim Reynolds going to come out and break up the conference now. Probably a long, slow walk back to that first base dugout. Now, some of those meetings on the mound are informative, talk about a guy's mechanics or pitch selection or how he's feeling physically. Other times it's just stalling for time.
And when you are stalling for time, The pitching coach doesn't tell the pitcher this is what we're doing, right? I mean, it's always a positive. Here's what we need to do to get this guy out.
Yeah.
I don't want to give the pitcher on the mound the idea, hey, you're coming out any second.
Just giving that guy down there a chance to get loose so we can hook you out of this ball game. Well, that doesn't usually work too well.
Consecutive singles by Fukudome, Terrio, and Lee. And Burns in some trouble. Kicks away for Kendall, or is he going to throw it? Second base, and he's going to get Derek Lee. Terrio safe at third.
It looked like Terrio got a great jump on that ball in the dirt. He read it quickly. I think Derek Lee held up momentarily just to make sure Terrio was going. That gave Kendall the opportunity to throw to second base and get the trail runner. I was excited, as you'll see Ken Maka get right there. That was an outburst.
Infield in. The pitch is in, 3-1. Drilled foul, pulled it big time into the upper deck. 3-2 to Milton.
Well, in that last play, that's always tough for the trail runner. You're not sure if the guy ahead of you is going to go on that ball in the dirt or not. You may read it quickly. He may not. If you break for second and he doesn't go for third, that looks even worse. So Derek did the right thing. He waited to make sure Terrio broke for third base, and then he broke for second. Unfortunately, a nice play by Kendall.
Called strike 3.
I thought that pitch was up a little bit. I'm sure he thought it was up a little bit.
Everybody back with 2 outs. Jake Fox with a double and a run in the 4th inning, 1 for 2. The final in Florida, the Marlins shut out the Pirates 5-0. Deep to left for Jake Fox. Gone on to Waveland. Seven to 1 against his former Iowa teammate.
Well, that is very similar to the pitch that Jake Fox doubled on in his last at bat in the 4th inning. A breaking ball that just never took the break. Hung up there belt high on the inside part of the plate, and this time Fox gets every bit of it.
Pitching change. Burns is out. The Felice is in. 7-1 Cubs.
sense.
He faces Soriano in the Cubs 7-1 lead.
You know, I mentioned the hanging breaking ball that Jake Fox doubled on and now homers on. Look at these pitches. A belt high breaking ball inside part of the plate both times. I'll tell you, power hitters that like to pull the ball to left field, they're not going to miss that one very often.
Soriano, a power hitter who likes to pull the ball to left, but he lofts it into right this time, and Hart gonna have to lay out, can't get it. Throw back to first, safe. He just got back in, and it's a single for Soriano. He has 2 base hits, balls that were almost caught.
Well, the wind really knocked this one down. High fly ball to right field. Corey Hart battling the wind, battling the sun, got a glove on it, much like get in ahead of the swipe.
A breaker for a strike to Soto. Line in the left, but he hit it too well. Stayed up for Ryan Braun. But a 5-hit, 3-run inning for the Cubs. Jake Fox capping it with a 2-run homer to send Mike Burns to the showers. 7-1 after 5. The side in the 5th.
Fastball to Jason Kendall. Backdoor slider to Bill Hall, and then a slider down and into the pitcher Burns. Good quick inning for Ted Lilly.
Cubs helping him out offensively with 3 more in the bottom of the inning, and a strike to the leadoff man, Corey Hart, to start the 6th. Oh, and 2 to Hart. Tough day for Mike Burns. After getting his first major league win his last time out, he beat Johan Santana, also an All-Star. 7 runs at 4 2/3 today. Southpaw Chris Narveson is up. The watchful eye of their bullpen coach Stan Kiles. High fly ball. Fukudome tracking on the dirt. 1 out. Tomorrow night the homestand continues here on the north side as Lou and the Cubs welcome in Bobby Cox and the Atlanta Braves. Don't miss the Cubs hosting the Braves tomorrow night, special time 6 o'clock right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Fans' best friend. Braves were playing good baseball, but they lost yesterday and they're down 5-1 at Washington in the bottom of the 8th.
Rays have been pitching extremely well lately, and the Cubs are going to have their hands full in that 3-game series.
Cubs get a break. They don't face Tommy Hanson. He's off to an unbelievable start to his career. You take the breaks wherever you can get them. No Giovanni Gallardo this series and no Tommy Hanson in the next one. Jake Fox to Derek Lee, and J.J. Hardy continues to struggle against the Cubs. He's just 5 for 38 on the year. Ryan Braun and Ted Lilly will be teammates a week from Tuesday in St. Louis. Were you pally with the Dodger guys who made the '84 All-Star team, since they were teammates of yours for one day?
I wouldn't say pally. I mean, we felt like we had a job to do.
No secrets were given away or anything.
Well, I'll tell you a funny story, though. Tommy Lasorda was a coach on the team that year, and he was going to be the third base coach. So he stood up on a picnic table in the middle of the clubhouse at Candlestick Park and said, "Okay, guys, this is what we're going to use for the signs today." And Goose Gossage told him, "Sit down, Tommy. Everybody knows your signs already."
2-1.
Well, that was just mind-boggling. The same clubhouse that you walk into every day of your season, but for that one day you walk in there, and Dale Murphy, and Andre Dawson, and Ozzie Smith, and Gary Carter. Wow, this is a team better than the one I dressed with yesterday. It's quite an experience.
Two to Braun. Lilly's done a nice job against the top of the order. Only Corey Hart has reached among the top 3 batters, but he was quickly caught stealing in the first inning by Soto. Base hit left field to keep the inning alive for Prince Fielder. You're never quite comfortable even with a 6-run lead against this Brewers offense. For individual health insurance from a name you can trust, call Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois at 866-575-BLUE. It's over in Cincinnati. The Cardinals beat the Reds 10-1. So with a win, the Cubs would jump ahead of Cincinnati and into third, even though they would still be 2.5 back of the St. Louis Cardinals. Chris Carpenter got the win to improve to 6-3. Bronson Arroyo 8-8 as he got knocked around in his 5 innings. Phillies holding on to their 1-game lead in the East with a 2-0 win over the Mets. Now the Phillies getting hot at home, where they have struggled all season. Even with a win, they're 16-22 at Citizens Bank Park. With Joe Blanton over Johan Santana. Brad Lidge has 16 saves, but a 7.06 ERA. That is a base hit past Lee, and then Fontenot played about as deep as you can play as a second baseman. First and third.
Because of the positioning of Mike Fontenot way out there in shallow right field, I thought he might have a chance to get over there. The ball went right over the head of Derek Lee, and you can see how close Mike Fontenot came to getting to that ball. That would have helped Ron at second base, but unfortunately got through all the way to Milton Bradley. Brewers have first and third with 2 outs.
See Lou and Alan Trammell directing traffic in terms of Derek Lee, who right now is playing just behind the runner fielder first. Brewers trying to rally with 2 outs, down 6 as McGee fouls back. Kinds of action in New York as the Yankees lead the Blue Jays 10-8 in the top of the 6th. 4 home runs have been hit in that one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Didn't get the curve.
Boy, Ted really wanted that pitch. He's thrown the slider into a similar location on many occasions today. This time it's the big overhand curve. Badly as he wanted it, I don't think it caught that corner. Good pitcher's pitch, but not a strike.
Couple of Reds, couple of Pirates on that list. A lot of rookies from this National League Central making some hay. Lilly's 2-1. Base hit left field at 7-2 as McGee knocks in another run. That's his 8th hit of the series. 6 RBIs the last 2 days for the former Cub.
We talk about Ted Lilly keeping his pitches out of the middle of the plate. That was a slider that was destined down and in, but Casey McGee just didn't let the pitch get there. He got out there in front of home plate, hooked it through the hole on the left side.
And with that, Aaron Heilman will get up. Cameron 1 for 2. Here we go. Swing and a miss. Oakland beat Cleveland today 5-2. Right-hander Andrew Bailey got his 9th save just after finding out he made the All-Star team.
It wasn't too long after that I found out that Andrew Bailey pitches for the Oakland A's.
Now you know.
Now I know.
Cliff Lee took the loss. He's 4-8 in spite of a 3.45 ERA. Called strike 0-2. Got that curveball.
Ball appears to be dropping out of the upper deck right into the middle of the zone.
The fans get up. Certainly trying to end this threat with only one run coming in. Here it is, too high. Swing and a miss, struck him out on a heater. His 8th punch out of the day. They get one. It's now 7-2 to the bottom of the 6th. Road trip experience available. Each package includes great tickets, first-class hotel accommodations, a tour of the ballpark, and a private meet and greet with a current Cubs player. For more info, visit Cubs.com. Lefty Chris Narveson is the 3rd Milwaukee pitcher today. 1-1 on Mike Fontenot as you get the numbers for Narveson.
It's a good spot for Ken Maka to drop the lefty in there. You saw those numbers. Righties hit considerably better against him than left-handed hitters. He'll face the left-hand hitting Mike Fontenot, Ted Lilly, and then Kosuke Fukudome.
2 scoreless appearances already in this series for Narveson, each totaling 1 inning. Ted Lilly is on deck. And that's a base hit for Fontenot's 2nd of the afternoon. And it'll be a double. He has 7 hits this weekend. That's good to see.
Well, I'm sure that feels really good for Mike Fontenot. We've talked about the pending roster moves tomorrow, and everybody who feels he might be on the bubble, we said it the first game of this series. If you've got a rabbit up your hat, now's the time to pull it out, and Mike Fontenot has done some of his best hitting in this series.
Lilly bunts, topped it off the plate. It's foul.
Well, look where Prince Fielder ended up when that play was over. He was on the third baseline. You see that, and you're Ted Lilly. The obvious bunt is to put it to third base and force Bill Hall to come in and make the play. But if you've got a first baseman charging out of control, you made a reference to Wimbledon earlier, a passing shot right down that first baseline would work really well.
Nicely done. Hall will go to McGee.
I love to hear the crowd recognize when somebody executes one of the fundamentals of the game perfectly. Ted Lilly dropped that bunt in an absolutely ideal spot. No other play for the Brewers than for the third baseman to come in, leave his bag. Mike Fontenot advances easily from second to third. Fans gave Ted Lilly a standing ovation when he got back to the dugout.
That'll bring the infield in with a runner at third and one out. Fukudome with 2 hits and 2 runs. Drive to deep center. Cameron will catch it right on the edge of the warning track. Fontenot could have walked home. It's 8-2. Second sac fly for the Cubs. Soto has the other one.
And another very aggressive at bat by Kosuke Fukudome. Got a pitch in the strike zone on the first offering. Decided to go ahead and take a hack at it and drives Cameron all the way to the warning track in center field for a sacrifice fly RBI.
One Ontario. Make it 2-1. Plays deep, and he'll have to go cut this ball off after the bounce. 2-hit day for Ryan.
Nice quick swing on a fastball in from Ryan Theriot. Mentioned Ryan Braun plays a deep left field. If you had Ryan Braun in left and Kosuke Fukudome in center, it would take them 5 minutes to run back to the dugout after the inning was over. They really play deep.
Big series for Derek Lee. He didn't leave anything in the tank on that swing. Good curveball. 1-2. Arbison has a World Series ring with St. Louis in 06. 5 appearances and 1 start for the World Series champs that year. Picked up by Hall, throws off the back foot, and Fielder can't scoop it. Derek is safe, and the inning continues. It'll be a throwing error on Bill Hall.
Nice play fielding it on a tough hop. His throw on the move is in the glove of Prince Fielder and then pops out the webbing. That would be easy to give that error to Prince Fielder over there first, but the throw was in the dirt. The error has to go to the third baseman.
Bradley from the right side. 0-1.
Quick update from Peoria. After singling and scoring in his first at bat, Reed Johnson flied out to center field in his second at bat of the game. Aramis Ramirez singled in his first at bat and walked in his second at bat. Reed Johnson due to hit shortly.
Side to Bradley. Can't get it, deflects off his glove. Hardy able to pick it up on the bare hand, and a good job by Terrio to pay attention to his third base coach. If Terrio hadn't been watching Mike Quade, there's no question he would have tried to score, and he probably would have been thrown out.
I'm pretty sure he would have been thrown out unless J.J. Hardy made an awful throw. Ball skips off the heel of the glove of Bill Hall at third base. Hardy right there to back it up with the barehanded play, and he was ready to fire home. But Mike Quade was right on top of the play, threw up the stop sign. Terrio slammed on the brakes, and the Cubs had the bases loaded for a guy who's swinging a hot bat, Jake Fox.
And a guy, again, who is on that bubble in terms of a roster spot tomorrow. A foul pop out of play.
Well, as he's demonstrated in the ball game here today, the one thing that Jake Fox brings that perhaps none of the other guys do is a power bat off the bench. Maybe get an occasional start at third base to give Aramis a day off. We're not sure how he's going to respond after coming back from the shoulder injury. Jake could slide over and spell Derek Lee at first base for a game if necessary, maybe even the corner outfield spots, but he gives you that power bat off the bench.
There's a young kid, he looks like he's about 3 or 4, who ended up with a ball in like the 7th row behind the plate. He thought you were supposed to throw it back. He threw it up against the screen. I think he got it back.
Maybe he watches most of his games here at Wrigley from the bleachers.
There's that young Cubs fan.
He's just doing what he learned. Throw it back.
We'll have more time to break down the potential roster decisions tomorrow, but it can get a little complicated. The 2-1 to Fox. Another pop, foul territory, but room for Fielder. And the Cubs lead them loaded, but they do get one on the sac fly by Kosuke Fukudome. And it's been all Cubs in the final game of this series, trying to win it 3 out of 4. They lead 8-2. they're from here.
Maybe that song's about the grounds crew here at Wrigley.
Maybe. Called strike to Jason Kendall. Well, Ted Lilly today hosting members of the Humboldt Park Little League. Program was started last year. Over 300 children are currently enrolled, ages 3 to 13. Get to play on Little Cubs Field now, the $2 million Little League facility, which was built by the Cubs after teaming up with the YMCA of Metropolitan Chicago, Alderman Ocasio, Cubs Charities, the Chicago Park District, and the Parkways Foundation. Ted Lilly, an all-star on and off the field. Paid crowd this afternoon, 40,369.
We talked about it at the time back in the 5th inning, one of those breather innings, getting an opportunity to work your way through the 7, 8, 9 hitters in this Brewers lineup. And here's Ted Lilly once again with possibly an opportunity for a quick, easy inning.
It's foul. Greg Olson from the Bears will conduct the stretch today. The other thing Ted Lilly has done is taken some pressure off a bullpen that had to eat up a bunch of innings yesterday. After Rich Harden went a career low 2 innings. Nice piece of hitting by Kendall. That's a fair ball, and it's going to end up being a double.
Battling at bat by Jason Kendall. Goes down and gets that breaking ball. Just a very abbreviated, quick emergency swing. 9-1-1. He pops it over the head of Derek Lee, just into the outfield grass for an easy double.
I don't know if you've seen the fuzz machine Ron Joshua has used for a long time. It's basically a pitching machine, and it's really fast. I mean, it's in the mid-80s, but when you're in the batter's box in the cage, it looks like it's in, 88 looks like 98, and he uses it with a lot of his hitters. The idea is just to make contact and to shorten your stroke. So that Jason Kendall swing would be like a fuzz machine swing. Not everybody likes to use it, but the guys who have reported really good results. So Vaughn may bring it out early before BP tomorrow with the night game.
Whatever it takes. Different things work well for different players. I know it was very trendy for a few years when I was managing the Diamondbacks. There was a machine that fired numbered tennis balls at upwards of 125 miles an hour. And the idea wasn't so much to hit the ball, it was just to be able to identify the number on the ball as it was coming up to the plate at 120 mile an hour plus. And a lot of guys found it very beneficial and used it on a daily basis. Other guys tried it once and decided it wasn't for them, and then still other guys got in there and tried to see how far they could hit the tennis balls. I wanted to mount it over there where I sat in the dugout and shoot it at guys when they made mistakes.
Yeah.
Like American gladiators, you know.
3-1.
Don't run hard down to first base on a pop-up. Shoot him in the rear end. You know? Way to get your point across. And have a little fun at the same time.
3-2 on Bill Hall. Pitch. Let's see if it was a good pitch to hit in a second. Your team is down 6. Thought Hall might take till he got to a 3-2, but it was a good pitch to drive. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Strikeout pitch working today.
Yes, he does. And I'll tell you what, he has been very bold with his fastball today. He must really be feeling it. He's hit the low 90s to mid 90s consistently with his heater today. And it's about the 4th or 5th time when he's gotten to a 2-strike count. He just rears back and blows it right by a Brewer hitter.
1 away from his season high in strikeouts of 10. Now faces Matt Gamble. So lefty versus lefty. Gamble batting for Narveson. Inside 2-0.
Possibly the last update on the big boys playing down in Peoria today. Reed Johnson grounded out in his 3rd at bat of the game. Aramis Ramirez flied out. Ramirez is definitely out of the ball game at this point. He's been replaced by Ryan Flaherty at 3rd base. Reed Johnson looks like he's going to play on.
Don't want to waste all your hits on a rehab assignment, right?
Let's save some bullets.
Kendall at second, 1 out. Cubs leading 8-2 in the 7th. Kick in the 3-1. Strike 2. Base hit right field. Kendall waited to make sure it got through. And here comes Lou. With the pitcher spot due up 4th in the bottom of the inning, he's going to make a double switch. So the All-Star Lily will head off the mound to a standing ovation with his team leading 8-2. immediately following the game right here on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend. Aaron Heilman facing Corey Hart, and Hart fouls it back. Fontenot moves from second to third to replace Jake Fox. Andres Blanco comes in to play second, and he'll hit ninth in the order, and Heilman goes into Fox's spot. Sean Marshall also throwing in the bullpen in case this inning gets to Prince Fielder. Possibly a double play ball. They're going to get one relay in time. Time for the stretch.
Take me out to the ball game is Chicago Bear tight end Greg Olson.
All right, Cub fans, let me hear you. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care. It's a shame. It's 1, 2, 3 strikes. You're out at the old ball game. All right, Cubbies.
I think guys are ready now to get back on the field and get back to playing.
Foul strike on Alfonso Soriano. We've had a few of your teammates on this season, and the big topic is Jay Cutler. And tell us what you know about Jay.
Yeah, everything's been going good. We had a great couple weeks of OTAs. You know, he's come in. He's really played well. Obviously, everyone knows about him. You know what he can do physically, but you know he's come in. He has a great mind for the game. You know, which obviously is important to play that position. And you know, he's done a great job fitting in, and things have gone really well.
As a tight end, how much of a difference is there, or an adjustment going from one quarterback to another?
There's definitely a slight adjustment just from the way the guy, you know, from everything from how he calls plays to what he likes to check to, from, you know, to the physical stuff of, you know, release points and how he throws and where the ball comes out, how fast he throws, just everything. So it doesn't take long to kind of adjust, but there's definitely a period where you need to make some changes.
Giovanni Soto takes ball one. There have been a couple of all-star baseball players named Greg Olson. O-L-S-O-N.
Yep.
There's a catcher who was an all-star with Atlanta in 1990. And then there's G-R-E-G-G Olson, also O-L-S-O-N. He was a closer and an all-star. So it's a good baseball name.
It is. Not many in football, but over the years there's been a handful. I think there's an and Olson's still in the league right now playing baseball. I don't know if his first name's Greg, but so there's a few.
Did you play any baseball growing up?
I did. Growing up as a kid, I played. I stopped playing, once I got to high school. I didn't keep playing, but I always enjoy playing and, still enjoy watching it today.
1-2 on Soto. Make it 1-3. Takes a called third strike. Greg, I had a chance to see you at the Comcast Sportsnet Awards, the Bear of the Year. Back in, I think it was February, a little colder here in Chicago at the time, but it's a great event. They raise a lot of money for charity.
Yeah, I think it was through the March of Dimes. It really was a great event, and I was happy to be selected. It was a great night, to raise money and also just a chance to go out and be with some other guys on the other Chicago teams and just spend a nice night with the fans and everyone, and we all had a really good time. That
is one of the great benefits of being a pro athlete in this city, is that you get to hang out at Wrigley Field a little bit in the summer, catch some Bulls games, Blackhawks, White Sox, whatever you want to do. I mean, you get to meet a lot of guys and talk to them about how they deal with fame and all the things that you deal with. Yeah, it's a great city, especially as an athlete, just because, it's a great city, just period. But there's just so much to do, and especially, in the sports world, with the 2 playoff runs we had with the Bulls and Blackhawks, I was fortunate enough to go to a handful of the games and, watch that. And now obviously with the Cubs and Sox playing, this is kind of our off time, so you have a chance to come out and watch some games. And then the Bears pick up here in about 2 months. So it's a great city to live in if you like sports. Cubs lead 8-2 in the bottom of the 7th. We're with Bears tight end Greg Olson. Two and 2 to Fontenot. One of the stories that we saw this week in terms of Major League Baseball is they're finally building the ballpark in Miami, which is right near where the old Orange Bowl was.
Right.
How do you think that'll do? Little Havana, right?
Yeah. Well, I always had a great
roof.
Yeah, the whole thing. I had a great time playing at the Orange Bowl. I thought it was cool. I thought people who went there, it was a unique experience. It wasn't flashy, it wasn't fancy, but when you were at the Orange Bowl, you knew you were there, and you couldn't mistake it for anything else. And we had a great time playing there, and there's some great memories that have been made in that stadium.
And now you get to play at Soldier Field.
Yep.
Greg, thanks for the time. Best of luck.
Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for having me.
8-2 Cubs. Final 2 outs of the 7th on a double play ball off the bat of Corey Hart. Thanks to Greg Olson for joining us. Sam Fold comes in for Soriano in left. We're in the 8th, 8-2 Cubs. Broken bat, fly ball, base hit for J.J. Hardy. Time now to bring you up to speed with the AT&T Rapid Rewind. All Ted Lilly today after he found out he made the All-Star team. He didn't walk anybody, struck out 9, one shy of his season high. Pretty good chance at his 8th win today. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Ball 1 to Brian Braun. Right-hander Todd Coffey up in the visiting bullpen. Good slider from Heilman. 1-1. Old foul to make it 1-2. Big night tomorrow night is Aramis Ramirez is back along with Reed Johnson and Angel Guzman as the Braves come in. Golfed into the left. No problem for Sam Fuld.
Award-winning musical entertainment invades Wrigley Field this summer. Billy Joel and Elton John perform their face-to-face tour on Thursday, July 16th and Tuesday, July 21st. Rascal Flatts performs their Unstoppable tour Saturday, July 18th. Tickets are still available by visiting tickets.com or calling 1-800-THE-CUBS. Mezzanine suites are also available by calling 773-404-CUBS. It goes without saying that Aaron Heilman would like to have a very quick inning here for a couple of different reasons. That way you don't have to face Braun and Fielder again in the 9th inning. If the Brewers are able to get deep into the lineup here before getting out of the 8th inning, chances are whoever's pitching the 9th is going to have to work their way through the middle once again in the 9th.
Hardy at first. A 1-1 count on Fielder. They have shifted around to the pull side on the infield. All the outfielders playing very deep. He's going to get it. Fuld as that ball slices right into his glove. Well, in terms of what could happen before the game tomorrow, you have some guys on the bubble in terms of the roster spots. Now Jake Fox and Sam Fuld have options. I mean, they don't have to be exposed to waivers. Andres Blanco does not have options left, nor does Jeff Baker, who was just acquired from the Colorado Rockies. Another guy who does have options, Michael Hoffpauir, and that kicks off the glove of Fontenot and into left on a base hit by Casey McGee. Has 3 more hits today.
Spin 2 hopper to that left side, just accelerated as Fontenot stuck his glove out to the left. Skips on through into left field for another base hit for McGee.
Mike Fontenot has options, but I really think, Bob, that issue is important. The other issue is when you bring Ramirez and Johnson back, you have to consider where they play. So it's not just about who's giving us the most offensively. If Ramirez is fine and can play every day or most days, that takes away pretty much all of Jake Fox's time. And Jeff Baker has a lot more defensive versatility, and again, he doesn't have options. Andres Blanco is a guy the Cubs definitely would like to hang on to, and without options, I think he's probably safe. So, and the other issue is if a guy like Sam Fuld or Jake Fox ends up in the minor leagues, they also can come back if there's another move or another injury. No guarantee that they would be down there for a long time, but there's so many other things that play into it.
Always a tough decision for a general manager and a manager as you reconfigure your roster after a disabled list stint by a number of players.
And it's good that these guys are producing. That's a better problem to have than the alternative.
Absolutely.
You want to send them all down.
But as you said, are they better served sitting up here on the major league bench, getting an at bat or two here or there, maybe a spot start once every 2 weeks, or send them back to AAA, let them get 4 or 5 at bats a day and stay ready in case you do have a need again at some point. Just as you said, a lot of different factors, some contractual and some just common sense.
So we'll break it down for you tomorrow night after those moves are made. And again, I'm not even sure Jim Hendry has discussed it with his manager yet, because it really didn't matter until after this game. So we'll probably sit down this evening and early tomorrow and try to work it out. It's a strike. 3-2 on Cameron. Runners go on a 3-2 pitch and a high fly ball to deep left. Sam Fuld on the warning track with just enough room. And the inning is over. To the bottom of the 8th, Cubs 8, Brewers 2.
All those guys have their strengths and weaknesses, things they bring to the table that maybe the other guy doesn't. And in Andres Blanco's case, I don't think we have seen a defensive infielder like him with the Cubs probably for a decade. This guy has got some quick hands. That double play that they turned to end that 7th inning, I'm not so sure anybody else on the roster turns that double play at second base the way Blanco did.
And the other thing, two other things. Number one, you're constructing a bench. Because when Ramirez comes back, guys like Fox and Blanco, because with Fontenot occasionally playing third, you had Blanco at second. You have to determine what guys fit our bench the best. And Blanco, because of the defense, well, that makes a lot of sense. Now, you'd like to have Jake Fox's bat, but if you have Jeff Baker on your bench, you're kind of duplicating a little bit. And the other thing, Bob, is as good as some of these guys have been, and some big hits, some big defensive plays, if the Cubs are going to do damage and win this division for the 3rd straight year, the superstars are going to have big second halves. That's kind of the bottom line. Blanco bounces to second base, and Casey McGee throws him out. So while we can nitpick the roster to death, getting Soriano going, hopefully Milton Bradley continues to improve. We've seen good signs lately from him. The guy at the plate, Kosuke Fukudome, starting to get out of his midseason slump. Giovanni Soto hitting the ball with authority. The horses are going to have to carry you into October.
Yep. No question about it. You look for that infusion of energy from time to time throughout the course of the season when guys are injured and you dip down into your system. And certainly Sam Fold did that. He did his job.
He again backing up. 2 quick outs. On Sunday, August 9th, minor league excitement returns to Wrigley Field with a 2nd annual Road to Wrigley, presented by National City, now part of PNC. Don't miss the action as the aforementioned Iowa Cubs take on the Las Vegas 51s here at Wrigley Field. Kids 14 and under will get a chance to run the bases after the game. Order your tickets today at Cubs.com. No doubt there will be an iCub or 2 or 4 or 5 who will be here at Wrigley Field, guys who've had big league time this season. And they come here in early August.
And once again, we highly encourage the Cub fans to come out and watch that ball game. Everybody thinks you're an amateur scout anyway. It's a good chance to come out and look at some of the guys that are going to be contributing to the club this year and in years to come.
Ontario vacated, but the slider came back over the plate. Called strike 3 as Coffey makes quick work of the Cubs in the 8th. Looking for some kind of joke there with Coffey. Can't come up with anything. To the 9th, 8-2 Cubs. Cubs have had Thursday the 9th circled for a while. First off day in over 3 weeks. We'll have games 1 and 3 here on Comcast Sportsnet against the Braves. Cardinals in for 4. Note the day-night doubleheader on Sunday. Then the All-Star break. Carlos Marmol trying to get the final 3 outs in a non-save spot, making his 43rd appearance. Don't have to be that good at math to see we haven't even hit the halfway point of the season for the Cubs. He's on pace for well over 80 appearances. One and one on Jason Kendall.
With his 43rd appearance, he would move into second place in the National League in games pitched, depending on what happens in the other ball games. Peter Moylan from the Atlanta Braves had 44. Pedro Feliciano from the New York Mets had 44. And Carlos Marmol and Belisario from the Dodgers at 43 coming into play today, or 43 now.
2 and 2 on Kendall.
Busy man. Ooh.
Some big performances around baseball today. Derek Jeter with 4 hits in the Yankees' 10-8 win over the Blue Jays. Jorge Posada also had 4 hits. Hideki Matsui 4 RBIs. Pulled on the ground and Mike Fontenot scoops and throws out Kendall. If you're traveling and can't watch your Cubs on TV, you can always catch the game on your computer with MLB.tv. It's the ultimate baseball experience, featuring 100 out-of-market games per week live on your computer, and catch those you missed on demand. For more details, visit Cubs.com, where baseball is always on. Outside to Bill Hall. Cubs will have to find a way to try to cool off Martin Prado of the Atlanta Braves. He went 4 for 4 today with 2 doubles and a walk in a 5-3 loss at Washington. He's taken over at second base. Kelly Johnson now on the DL, but Prado had grabbed the job before Johnson went on the DL. Two and one. Nick Blackburn of the Twins went the distance and beat Detroit 6-2. Ricky Nolasco, 8 shutout innings against the Pirates in a win, 12 strikeouts, just 3 hits. Didn't give up a run. Two to Hall with Frank Catalanato on deck. The pitch. Didn't miss by much on the front door slider. It's full. Swing and a miss on the slider. 2 gone.
Marmol attacking that strike zone today. Flat slider right in the middle of the plate that just disappears when Bill Hall goes to swing at it.
Veteran Frank Catalanato. Ted Lilly 6 1/3, 9 hits, but only 2 runs. He didn't walk anybody and struck out 9 on the day. Scoreless appearance for Aaron Heilman, an inning and 2/3. Now Marmol in the 9th. Would remain 2.5 back of St. Louis, but within 1.5 of Milwaukee for second. That's a strike. We'll also jump past the Reds and into third. Close, 2-2. Swing and a miss. He flailed at a slider. And the Cubs win. The final today, 8-2. As Ted Lilly, the All-Star, gets his 8th win of the year.